The first day that Israel was ever established was the same day that they were first invaded, which also happens to be my birthday, May 15th. May 15th is also the first day a machine gun was patented. It is also the first day a McDonald's opened. I was born on this birthday after being fathered by a man who was called God. I was raised by a lot of my family members, living in many households, but the only one who actually fostered me was my great aunt, named Mary. We lived in a town called Bethany. I am descendant of a corporate bloodline on my mother's side, and a Hell's Angels, very famous musician bloodline on my father's side. I share my sun and moon combination with a list of very influential people in history. I have a Taurus sun and a Pisces moon. Here's a list of people who share that same combination: Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Fibonacci, and Karl Marx. I identify as Jesus. I always have. I just didn't think that you all needed to know that. Until I was 25. And I realized that I am the child of God, raised by Mary in a town called Bethany. Then I realized I had a responsibility and an ability to carry Jesus' message in a way that others don't. I do not claim to be God. Mary took me to AA meetings growing up. I chose time as my higher power at 15 years old. I believe time is God. God means something that controls everything and made everything. That's space-time. I was the child of a man that people called God, and perhaps it's my destiny, and always was, to discover the true creator of the universe and to tell my Father and all men that we are not God. And while he's not God, he is very much Jesus as well. He was called God because he could slap someone to sleep with an open hand. So could Jesus. You don't have to be God to have his hands. I am not God, yet here I am with hands, just like his. They do some good work. It's definitely God in these hands. I have never fought anyone who didn't exclaim, "Jesus Christ!" You don't have to be God to be a force to be reckoned with. I've been Jesus publicly for over 5 years now, and although you'll find Americans as my main support, that's not how it started. Americans were cowardly with me at first. Still, even when you believed in me. It was Muslims who first accepted me. It was Muslims who first helped me amplify my voice. I needed to be amplified. My life was at risk. And if you look at the uncanny coincidences of my birth, I think that this world might need me, and I might have a purpose. You've seen me die on Facebook Live, but even without a heartbeat, I stayed alive until I could get CPR. I've spent time without oxygen and a heartbeat before. And here I am, cognitive and brilliant. I was burnt on 90% of my body before I was even 2 years old. And here I am, beautiful, without scarring. I've been bullied, oppressed, and underestimated my entire life. Yet here I am, still a believer that good people exist. I am not any more radical or wholesome than the rest of you because of it. I was just raised different. I was raised in AA meetings, where I learned the art of reform. I am not a savior complex. I am a reformist. I am someone who believes in reform, not because of a dream that it's possible, but because I saw the miracle of it with my own eyes every day of my childhood. You all often disgusted me, and you still do. I see how people are evil, and I have never related. I see how people are selfish, and I have never understood. I've seen people be selfish, and I have never understood. But still, I truly believe it's possible for you to change if you decided to. Not because of a glimmer of hope or an idealism. It's not a hypothesis. I have seen it. I have seen the evilest of people change their ways and devote their lives to helping others heal. I've seen it. I didn't grow up in church. I refused to go to Mass as a child. Church made me very angry and scared. I got too many mirror neurons. I can't stand to see Jesus crucified over and over again. It made me swear I could remember it. But I knew better than to tell people that. People in churches I grew up around, they didn't love God. They didn't love our planet or our species. They didn't even love their own people. They liked being accepted by society. They went to church to feel righteous. But were they righteous? No, not really. Usually it was people who are very, very abusive and pretended to be good by using religion as a shield. But the AA meetings, the people I met there, they were so holy. And despite all coincidences of my birth, it is AA meetings that I attribute to my Sacred Heart. It was in AA meetings where I watched people who wished to be free from sin. So they confessed, they grew, they helped others, they practiced rigorous honesty, they learned the art of the apology, they sponsored and fostered each other, and not once did they have to force their religion or God onto anyone. The entire program was about helping themselves and others, regardless of their creed. Nobody was arguing over which religion was going to prevail. They discussed solutions and making themselves and the world a better place, one day at a time. It's not your religion that makes you sacred. It's not your faith that designates your bloodline chosen. It's how much you care enough to have faith that humanity can change, instead of judging them as if you are God himself. Israel was established on May 15th. So was I. I stand with Palestine and their right to exist. I stand against genocide. I stand against bombing a country that is half children. Jews might be chosen. I'm not God, so I don't know and cannot say. I can't speak for all of time and creation. Israel should try it. Israel is not God, so they should stop taking life as if they are God. If they want to take life, they were given their own to do that with if they pleased. But judging people as if you are God and condemning them to death, that's not called being chosen. I know about being chosen. I'm the child of God raised by Mary in a town called Bethany. Born on May 15th, the anniversary of Israel's establishment and their first invasion. I know what it feels like to be chosen by the universe and the Maker. And you know what I don't do? I don't kill people. I have carpet bombed 0 children. Israel should learn the difference between being chosen by God and playing God. Israel has no right to murder children. You were supposedly chosen by God, and what are you going to do with it? God's chosen people. I'm going to let you in on a secret. They're chosen to heal this planet, not to eat babies. Dear Israel, you're disgusting, an affront to the Creator, and if you were chosen, good for you. You are still not God. You have no right to murder children because you want the oil that they stand on. Free Palestine, free the children, they are the future. You are not chosen if you are wiping out whole generations. You're war criminals. You are not allowed to murder innocent children and force us to bow and say you're chosen by God. It is God who takes and gives life, not the chosen. The ones who are actually chosen, we have the job of cleaning up messes of your types. Most sincerely, Jesus Christ. Israel is not God, so quit using your religion to say you're chosen by God. If you were chosen by God, you wouldn't be using that power to hoard false idols and to kill children. Me and Israel have the same birthday. If they're chosen, so am I. And guess what I'm doing with my chosen status? I'm calling for a free Palestine. Israel is not my God, and I have no responsibility to bow to them as such. If Israel is so high up above the rest of us, then maybe they should do us a favor and jump. I'll never pray to them.